is going to go all the way. No flags down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama.
And she loses the football. Scooped up by Burns. Brian Burns to the house.
Welcome to the Stop Capping Sports Podcast.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
Welcome back to the Stop Capping Sports Podcast. Hey, we're not restarting that at all. Stop Capping Sports Podcast. I will be your host today, Seth, joined with James and John. What's going on, fellas?
What's up? Hey, you
Get
see, that's
going.
raw. You got to have the rawness in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It is what it is. It is what it is. We're here without Dean this week. Got family life going on. So the three of us rolling here tonight. I sort of just want to get right into the game, review the game that just happened. Some would come out with the W on.
Yeah, no, surprising win. Going down 17 off the rip. I know we were texting the chat. Y'all two were kind of quiet during the day, and I texted Dean. I was like, we went down 17-0. That's game. This season has proved it. Last year has proved it. When we go down by more than 14 points, this team, it's a wrap usually.
Yep.
But I will say this is the first time this year where this team as a whole looked like a legit football team.
Yes.
You could say it was against Miami, whatever, and that's what you play Miami, whatever. When you're looking at the Panthers and how they've come along this season, this was the first time where you saw the guys around Bryce step up. Now, Bryce didn't do anything crazy. You know what I mean? He wasn't asked to do, even though that pass to XL was a beauty.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything that needed to be forced. It was like he was calm and it was really carried, Rico said, hop on, and I'm going to carry y'all through this game. But the one thing I did like to see is we were down 17-0. It was like 7 minutes and something to go in the second quarter before the half. To see Dave and Bryce communicate, slow it down. Hey, let's slow it down. Let's get to our game plan of what we want to do, and let's just score before the halftime. Let's just score before half, and let's see what happens. And that's what I like to see. It wasn't – nobody kind of got in a panic, as in the Panthers have been known to do.
Yeah.
They just went out there and they played their game. Yeah.
They could have quit on that one like they did in New England.
They could have.
Especially
100%. Now, we're in year 3 of Bryce. We have to get to the point where, let's be honest, you can't be looking like a rookie every week. Like coming out, turning the ball over twice, spotting 14 points off the rip. Like we have to nib that in the ass. Like
you're making it harder than it needs to be.
It's making it harder than it needs to be, because if this team can get on a roll like this and just play just solid football, that's all you ask. This team is young. You have young guys around it. And that was another thing I really sat back and watching this game this week, and I was like, this team is really young. They really are. If you think about the names that were called down the stretch, your Mitchell Evans, your Jimmy Horns, your XLs, your Ted, like all those are 1 and 2 year guys. You know what I mean? So you got to see a really like a young offense on display. And that was another thing I noticed. We're going to make the mistakes. The only thing I want, what did I say before the game started? Y'all were in the chat. I said, Lord, please just look like an NFL.
Let it look like
please,
a competent football team.
Look like an NFL football team. And that's all I wanted. I don't care who we're playing. And I'll say one more thing. If you're telling me we're losing games like this every single week, it's whatever. But as long as I can see you go out there and you're just competitive and you're doing what you need to do and you're moving the ball downfield and you're putting points on the board and it's a close game, hey, so be it. because I mean that's just gonna get you better and better. But hey, shout out to Rico Dowdle. That was probably my favorite pickup in the offseason. Seth, I know you said that was your favorite, and it really showed, man. That dude, he did something special. He was how many yards off from Christian McCaffrey's? I think it was 20.
It was close.
Yeah, it was close.
It was really close.
I think. I want to say it was.
It was the third. It was the third best.
The third best from scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, number 2 is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
and I think he was only like 6 or 7 yards off of beating it. So that's what that was pretty dope. Hey, and NFC Player of the Week.
Oh no,
well deserved.
I voted. I voted for him for what is it, the Sunday night, whatever they have, the two awards.
The Himmy.
Yes, and then the Aaron Brown Player of the Week. I voted for him on both of those things.
Yeah.
We ain't had a chance to vote for anybody.
No,
man. Not in a while, man.
In a while. So
it's been a while.
Yeah. And
John,
was it 206 rushing, 234 total?
Yeah. And I think Christian McCaffrey's is like 237 or 238.
Really?
It
was that close?
It was really close. It was really close. I think after the fact, when I looked at it, I was like, bro, how did we not know that? Or how did nobody that called out there like, yo, right. Rico needs like 6 more yards. Get him the ball.
Give him the ball
we ain't been looking in the record books very much here lately.
Thanks, Dusty.
Exactly.
So ignore them records.
Yeah. Thanks, Dusty, for sure. But I mean, like you said, if you scrap the first 20 minutes of that game, it was very competitive, right? You can't erase it, right? It really did happen. And like you said, the turnovers are a big concern when it comes to Bryce Young right now. He is turning the ball over at a very high clip. What is that? I think the third game out of 5 where he's had at least 2 turnovers. Yeah. That's concerning, right? Mm-hmm. Especially for a young guy, because he is still young. But you got to be able to control those opportunities. The fumble was just egregious. He literally dropped the ball. Yeah. Like he saw Chubb and was like, "Oh crap!" and then the ball's just flying away from his hand. Like it was a Michael Vick moment on the run. Like he just boop, there went the ball. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. It's like he went to do a crossover and it was like,
and he just left.
Hold on, this isn't basketball.
And Dean's brought that up, but like when we were talking about, he said, he's done that before. We've seen him do it. You know what I mean? But there comes a time to where when you see the good quarterbacks, those guys, you know what they do? They fall. It's like, you know what? Mm-hmm. Boom, you got me.
Go
down and just reset downs and let's get back.
Because I'd much rather you take a sack than give them the ball in Panthers territory. It's on our side. Like,
right.
That's very, very. I mean, you put your entire defense in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we could not cover Waller to save our life.
No,
he was
in the first half.
Killing us in the first half. He was absolutely destroyed. Why
he got us in the second half too. That one play
a couple times. Yeah. But Miami didn't really force it to him, right? Miami didn't take advantage of that opportunity. Jackson got completely burnt by Waddle on that 46-yard touchdown or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got cooked. Like, dude, there's no way when the camera catches up to the ball, he's 5 yards behind you. He ran by you and just kept on going. Okay.
Yeah.
Like those things can't happen, right? Those are the plays that cost you games and cost you wins.
Yep.
One thing that did turn around that was different, especially compared to what we saw last week on a football field, the team didn't give up. They continued to play. They continued to push, and then things started to go our way. And for me, it really started defensively with the pressure on Tua. We were able to get to him. We were able to get him off spots. We were able to get sacks that ended drives. That's how you can win football games. Yep. The one thing, and if you looked at it, Scorton played a really good game. Jones, I believe Pat Jones was in this week. He had a really good game. He had a really good finish to the game too.
Derek Brown
had a sack, and I know I read something earlier this week. Derek Brown went to the coaching staff during the preseason and said, "Hey, I want to be able to rush more. Dude, we need to listen to him." Because I know Dean mentioned it too. One of the players said that they wanted to run this play, and the coach was like, "All right, cool." And then I think it was Dowell's long run. They wanted to run that play, and then it busted off for a big game. Like sometimes you want to listen to your players when they're giving you that insight. off of what they feel that their skill set is going to better benefit a team. Like, you have to take that into consideration in certain situations.
Or what they're comfortable with too. You know what I mean?
100%.
Players will let you know where they're comfortable at.
And Derek Brown can be elite at every level of defense. He can be.
We've seen him be elite at every level of defense.
We have.
Yeah.
But we don't always utilize him in that method. Like, a lot of times he just kind of gets lost in that interior shuffle, and we don't put him in positions where he can go one-on-one with a tackle or a guard on the outside and see if he can get to the quarterback. He did that in the first quarter of the game. So for me, like I said, it was very different. I think we all thought that we were going to lose that game. And the one thing that was different that I think we were all anticipating that didn't happen was Miami couldn't run the ball.
No.
At all. They couldn't run the ball to save their life.
Hurt my fantasy week, but damn, we shut him down. Like, H-N couldn't get nothing going, bro.
That on a toe touch for the touchdown, though.
Yeah.
For a running back, that was elite. Like,
other than that,
most running backs don't catch
nothing going.
But outside of that, they could not run the ball. I think they had 17 or 18 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Late in the game. It was like, wow.
And that's not the first time this year we've done that. We've been solid against the run this year.
Yeah.
We really have been. It's been, when your defense is out there all the time and then start getting beat over top and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you give up chunk yards.
Yeah, you give
but
up.
Like I said, that the difference in the game to me was we spotted them, like you said, 17-point lead off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
Midway second quarter. We did not bat an eye defensively. We were able to make Miami one-dimensional, and Tua had to go out there and win the game. And if you can make Tua one-dimensional and he has to pass, you can beat that team. Mm-hmm. And we showed that erasing a 17-point deficit. We went in a 7-point deficit in halftime, and then we took off in the second half. Bryce Young made multiple plays. The one that came to mind more than anything else, I want to say it was a fourth down play call it may have been early fourth quarter or third. I don't remember exactly when it was. It was a fourth down play call, and there was pressure immediately off the edge. Mm-hmm. And he stood there, he took the hit, and he delivered a perfect pass, converted and got a first down. Like, that's what you want to see. Not, I'm going to drop the ball and the ball is going to go the opposite way. Like, stand there, be aggressive, make a play. And then I would be remiss, because I know we talked about this a little bit beforehand when it comes to the trade market receivers, and I know we'll get into that a little bit later too. But for me, this was probably XL's second best game of his career. The touchdown catch was all hands, right? For all of the shit we give him for drops, that was one of the best hand catches you will see all season. Pure hand catch, got his arms under it, kept it from hitting the ground. Beautiful pass, especially under pressure. That ball placement, elite, right? That's the
ball placement was beautiful.
That's why Bryce Young was selected 101. Was that type of anticipation throw and the ability to put a ball on a rope on a dime in one spot. And XL made an amazing catch. He had a big catch in the fourth quarter as well to convert. And again, pretty solid. He actually got his feet in bounds, right?
He had like 15 yards, but
he did. But hell, he got him in there. I think he got 3 feet down. He was close.
Yeah.
He got like 3 feet in bounds, but he got there, right? So for me, XL, that was a big step for him. He did look really healthy. So I think the time off with the hamstring actually did him very well. He looked good. Jimmy Horn finally got out there and made a play.
He made a few.
He was in love with that situation.
Yeah.
I think what was it Dean said exactly, he should be active every game for the remainder of the season regardless.
100%. And I agree with that. I 100%
agree
with that.
Health or whatnot. I agree with it. I think he showed that he can be a playmaker on this offense.
Yeah, I think Renfro's probably the one that's going down.
Probably. I do think Renfro's in a situation where he may not even be on the team by the end of the year, but that's neither here nor there. Especially the youth movement. I mean,
will we have to make a chop when Coker's back?
Yes, we'll have to open up a roster spot. So, technically, we activated them off IR as far as early designation, but we haven't activated him to the roster yet.
Correct. Correct. They say he looked good today, though.
They said he looked good. They said he looked healthy, and they are anticipating he will be active this week. So if he is active this week, we will have to make a roster spot for him. So we'll see what we do there. There could be a multitude of different players they let go to make that roster spot available. We'll
so just to go to somewhere else along with this and with the game, oh man, our punt return is still struggling or kick return in general is still struggling. That was something from this game. I know we've done some good things, but punt definitely improved from last week. So just more things in this game. It's like, all right, we have put it together. We've got some type of relevancy on each side of the ball now. We've got some good things happening. So now it's like, all right, now this kicking game has got to get something. Like, I don't know who on this roster. So this is when it comes to making roster moves. DJ Dallas did not look that great back there. ETN, I would rather see him, to be honest. I'd rather see him on a kickoff return.
Exactly.
Than I would rather see him. And they're having Rico. They were having Rico out there for a little bit. But I tell you, I don't want to see Renfro at punt return. And that's another reason that's like, all right, well, I think we got better that we could bring up. And maybe you're going to have to go inactive just to hold a spot right now. Yeah. I think Renfro's the odd man out here just for what he brings in value.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He's very limited when it comes to special teams. Like he's not a special teams player. He never has been. He wasn't in college. It's not a trait that you just kind of learn. Like majority of special teams contributors have contributed at multiple levels on special teams. For him, I mean, if he does go back there as a punt returner, the only thing he's back there for is to make a fair catch. Like, let's be honest about it. Like, he's not about to set up a punt return and get 20, 30-yard return. Like that's not his skill set. No. So I do agree.
Not at 30 years old when you've been out of the league for
dude, it's just not there.
And speaking of ETN, man, he has some giddy up to him with the ball in his hands. You know what I mean? And I do, like you said, if we can get him on kickoff returns, I mean, because he has some moves, he can definitely avoid some tackles.
And the trajectory of the ball is different. You know, the guys are further away, so you ain't got to worry so much. That's been his problem, is catching the freaking ball and making the decision quick on what he's going to do. Yeah. So the kickoff return, though, gives you got plenty of time. I think that's better suited to it's better suited to him.
Yeah.
And I know I've mentioned this before, especially with the new kickoff return rules. It is better suited for guys who are like running back positions because they can see those blocks and they can help set it up, and then they'll hit the hole and go, right? That's the one thing. Like if you look at a lot of the returners and a lot of these bigger returns, the majority of teams now do have a running back there in some capacity. And there's a reason for that, because it is essentially a design run play. Yeah. And the better you are at it, the better results you get.
And I thought DJ Dallas coming in I thought he was going to be more of a kickoff return guy, because wasn't he last year? He was the first guy to return a touchdown on this new formation, right? So, I mean, I think he done well throughout the season. I was expecting that to be more of the role, but I don't see him as a punt return guy either. No. Like to me, it's got to be just got to be Jimmy Horn. That's just the only thing.
Jimmy Horn would be the best one on our roster to return.
Jimmy Horn would be.
I'm trying to explain who I'd want, and it's freaking Jimmy Horn.
If you want a team to respect you as an actual team that's trying to return a punt, put Jimmy Horn back there. They'll at least give you the respect of a punt.
And maybe that's something they make a move on whenever Coker's back. You know, when you have that extra body at the receiver position, and you can put Jimmy Horn out there, because let me tell you, I know it was a small sample. He got 4 touches, but I was telling Dean, I was like, man, on them end arounds, that second one, bro, I was like, dude, he had one guy, and if he missed that one guy, my boy was gone. Yeah, he's so fast.
He is very fast.
It's his demeanor, that attitude he has. Like I like that. I like that in a young guy, and especially being a rookie, man, to have that is special. Yeah. You know, I mean, he could be something as a 6th round pick, could be something very valuable down, going in the next season if he just gets those reps in. I still would like to know something we'll probably never know, why he was a healthy scratch the first 4 weeks. Maybe it was just a playbook situation. Maybe he was just, I don't know what it was, but to see like the little bit that we did, I mean, the 4th down play, to be able for Bryce to be able to trust him with that, and him to be a rookie and just be so confident to go up and get that ball in such an important moment is huge. And those are things we just haven't seen. It's been so lackluster in that department. Right. Of like you talked about XL, that catch, not the touchdown one, but those plays, and we don't need Jimmy Horn to get 8 targets. We don't need Excel to get 8 targets. If these guys can get those 3 to 4 targets, but those targets mean something in there, and they show up in big moments, that's what big, because you have your alpha and Tet. Tet's going to be your target. He's going to be majority of target share. Those other guys, Mitchell Evans with the touchdown, like those are the moments that you just need to step up, because those are the ones you see other teams have. AJ Barner this week for Seattle, 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Tonches, the guy that's come in for San Francisco, you know what I mean? Had never even started in a game, bro.
I never even knew that.
Comes in and just, and he's been dogging the last few weeks. So it's like those, like, you don't have to do a lot, but do what's important.
Do what your job is.
And that's what do your role, because this is the thing. I don't want Bryce to sit back there and pass the ball 50 sometimes, because guess what? I mean, that's more mistake. But you don't need to do that. Like I would like to see a little bit more Bryce than what we saw, but this is a comfortable spot with me with Bryce.
Yeah.
Those 20 to 25 attempts, you know what I mean? A couple touchdowns sprinkled in there. I'm fine with that. If it's getting carried by a heavy run game, I am fine with that. And that's where this team needs to be.
I agree.
And I think that's a lot of what I saw. It's like, all right, we are young. These guys they're going to get better as the season goes. You know what I mean? You're going to weed the Renfros out. And that's just what's important to me right now is every single week, for me personally, I'm going to look at what improved week in and week out now, because this team isn't a playoff team. This team isn't winning the South. This team is not competing with the other teams in the NFC South right now. As far as like on that caliber of a playoff,
I still think we would finish second best in the division.
100%.
We can finish ahead of Atlanta.
I don't know, boy. Spencer Rattler is rolling right now. No, but hey, I'm not lying.
Probably won a game. I will give him that.
But no, it's just I think this come down to reality. We got to be realistic with the Carolina Panthers and what they are and where they're at currently. Another thing I want to talk about was the switch with Trevor Wallace and Roseboom.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a big move?
That was significant. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't see anywhere going into that game where they had said that was happening.
Nope.
That was very hush-hush. And they flip-flopped.
That was mentioned after the game.
To be honest, I didn't even see it in the game because I was so focused.
Yeah.
I was pissed, so I didn't really pay attention to much because they were pissing me off.
First quarter would piss everybody off.
Yeah, I completely missed that whole thing, like during the game.
They both played significantly better, and it felt like they were in a natural position. That's what I felt
comfortable. They went to the coaches with that. They went to the coaches and said, "Hey, I want to switch. Let's try switching these roles. Let Tevin call the plays. Let Tevin call the plays and allow Roseboom to play freely."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it showed it. I mean,
it did.
And that was huge for the team.
Well, part of it too, because we were shutting their run down so much, they kept going to the pass, and we ended up running a dime most of the game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're taking Roseboom out at that point, and then we got six defensive backs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you look at it, because I looked at the percentages, I think Roseboom played about 2/3 of the snaps. I want to say it was about 66%.
But he led the team in tackles,
and he led the team in tackles. And then Wallace played 100% of the snaps.
Yeah,
he was out there on every defensive snap last week. And like I said, that switch was very subtle. Like Seth said, it was very easy to miss. But then when you look at the impact that it had with how well the defense flowed as far as getting plays in, getting people in positions, being able to get those pressures on the quarterback, being able to bottle up the run game, which I don't think anybody expected to happen. I know I did. I thought HM was at least going to go for $125. I was fully prepared for at least a 60-yard touchdown run at some point in time during the game, just because that's the Panthers' run defense. It's been the Panthers' run defense for the last 2+ years. So I was expecting one of them to pop off really, really quickly and probably very long. But like that, and again, those subtle moves, those adjustments. And then I think somebody said it last week when it came to DJ Johnson and him getting cut. That move seemed like it was taken away from Ajero Rivera, and that it was call that was made to get him uncomfortable, and it looked like to me it worked. If you look at how well that the front seven played, they played with urgency.
Dude, they had – I don't know if y'all noticed it, but there was a point in time where they had DJ Wanham, Pat Jones, Nick Scorton, and Princey Umamielen all on that line together. Like that
all-star pass rush. Yeah,
it was just something different this week. It was different looks that we haven't. And why did it take 5 weeks to do this? Is the question.
I have no idea.
You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
great question.
It's like that's the frustrating thing.
Here's the thing: running that dime got Ransom on the field got Ransom on the field more than what he normally is too.
Mm-hmm.
So again, getting that rookie. Getting the one we've been asking for, why aren't we seeing more of him? That running that dime got him on there. So it's almost like you're increasing your athleticism a little bit. Mm-hmm. Taking Roseboom off and bringing in Ransom, you're getting to see that guy. Now he did he missed a couple of them that went on Waller in the second half. Yeah, because he didn't play it deep enough, and Waller was able to get through there, but. Seeing this guy out there, seeing what they're able to do out there, the mix matching that they're doing across the line, that's something I talked about in the preseason. With the different pieces, I mean, they could be shifting all around there. Derek Brown's out from the 5 to where he's lining up on the nose. I think that was probably one that you're talking about because I think there was, Derek was on the was head up on the center. Then I think Pat Jones was down in a 3-point stance. And off of one of the tackles. And then you had, I think, Princely and I think Umamielen was the other one. Mm-hmm. That was a 4-man pass rush that they were showing one time. I mean, that's what I want to see.
Of course.
You got both the young guys out there. You got Pat Jones contributing from all over from any of those spots. Derek Brown is doing his thing. I mean, throwing I saw center throws again.
That's a strong man, bro. That's a strong man.
You let him get if he gets extension, he will throw you.
Yeah.
Just know you're going to move.
And that's without Turk Wharton. Turk Wharton's still out. So, I mean, what happens
Bobby Brown, too. Mention him.
Yeah, Bobby Brown, yeah. So what happens when these guys get in? The formations you can run, we see it in Philly. Right. You see it in Philly. Right. You see the fresh legs on the defensive line and how effective that is, I mean, they're struggling a little bit, but mostly offensively. But you see what that fresh legs do for that defensive line. And we have the depth. If there's one position we have depth at, it is on the line.
Correct.
And I want to continue to build off that, continue to show different formations and different looks on that side of the ball. I mean, to have only 2 sacks on the season to come in and get 2 in this game, and you switched it up a little bit. I mean, that should show you these guys are starting to. I think these guys are starting to get comfortable and I think that's going to be your most consistent thing going through this season is the defense. As long as they stay healthy, it's going to be more consistent than the offense.
I am worried. About JC and Mike Jack had a horrible game.
Oh,
both of them.
Yeah,
did.
they both struggled.
How JC did not turn around and look at that first touchdown that went to Waller. Why is his back turned? Yeah, he's just standing there looking at the goalpost almost when Waller comes in, right?
Yeah.
I will say that Waller played it well. Waller didn't show his hands. Waller gave him no indication that that ball was about to fly right by him.
Yeah, I saw the end zone shot, and Nick Scott is like Waller comes by him, and then he looks over and he sees JC still looking at the back, and Nick Scott goes like and does this point and jump to pointing at the ball going to JC.
Yeah,
and JC still looking at the freaking goal.
But here's the other thing about it, and Dean, he lost his shit on JC Horn this week. I mean, but again, and like I told him, when you look at that game and you say, you know what? Even the best guys have bad games. You know what I mean? Now, JC, he's considered an elite corner in the league, but I mean, there's probably 5 or 6 guys over him right now. You're allowed to have a bad game as long as your other guys step up, and I think that's what's important. Correct. Those guys had a bad game, and we still were able to defensively crawl back into it and give the offense the opportunities to go down and drive. So I think that's what's kind of important. that's something with those two guys, especially Mike Jack.
Mike Jack really had a bad game.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't see that often from him. He's usually pretty locked in and solid, on his.
Same with JC too. Both
yeah,
of them,
correct.
man.
Correct.
That's why it sort of threw me to see because you see good things coming from the defensive front all of a sudden, because it was sort of Mike Jack and DJ. I mean, and JC, they were holding steady earlier this season, and we were struggling up front. Now it's like we flipped roles again. So I don't know if it's like has some of these defensive changes, like the dime and everything. Maybe there's some miscommunication on roles and when to pass off. I don't know, but it's like we've made a change to better one end of our defense, and now we've hurt the back end of our defense.
Yeah.
So I think there's still a little bit with Avero. If he's changing this up, that makes me think that that's what this is, because it ain't. I know Waddle's good, but when Waddle's your number one, I feel like Mike Jack, especially JC, should be able to hold him down.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So what? Why did y'all struggle so bad?
Yeah, and it could be to your fact. Maybe it could be the switch, of what's going on with the defense.
Possibly.
But that's communication. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's communication that it seems to be happening, or at least it happened this week. Communication, players, the coaches, the players. Maybe that's something, that's communicated throughout this week, because this week, we're going to get into it a little bit on, but I mean, there's some talent on that receiving side, especially with
a lot of talent
with Pickens, and you have we're facing another really good tight end. So, I mean, those are some of the things that will have to be fixed going into this game, because you're playing a better team, 100%.
Yes, I agree.
Better quarterback, better wide receivers. So
we can get into that later.
Better offensive line.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that later.
Better football team,
Yeah, but all in all, again, solid performance from the Panthers. Best performance I've seen all year, even though you were down, 17. I mean, I take that over the 30-0 game, because obviously offense didn't have to do a lot in that one. But all in all, this was really solid, and we got to see a lot of things that we haven't seen all season, and I think that was a good sign.
Very positive step.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I just did. How about this? How about let's not give two early turnovers and start every game. Let's not try that.
And we went 2 weeks in a row without turning the ball over offensively, I believe.
We did not
look at it. Did we turn the ball over against the New England Patriots, correct?
I don't think Bryce did.
I don't think Bryce did, but the team did.
Yeah.
I'd have to pull up.
Because you didn't turn the ball over against Atlanta, and you didn't turn the ball over against Bryce Young. Didn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he turned the ball over in New England.
I don't know. I feel like
I'd have to pull it up.
Maybe.
Anyway. But let's not do that. We've done it enough.
Stop. I know. Let's stop spotting teams' points.
I've seen that episode.
Don't give them a head start.
Yeah. So I guess moving on as far as fantasy and dynasty, unless y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about before we get into that.
No, we can go ahead and roll over.
All right. Well, so what's going on in fantasy dynasty land?
Struggle.
All of my redraft leagues fucking suck. I've been injured in every one of them. I've had horrible luck in redraft. As far as dynasty is concerned, I'm where I would have thought I would have been. So I'm not overly worried about that. But in redraft leagues.
Well, let's talk about our podcast league. Current standings. I'll let you know where we're currently sitting at, and we are all four the bottom half of the league.
I believe it.
John at 2 and 3, Dean at 2 and 3, Seth at 2 and 3, and me at 1 and 4.
Struggle's real.
We're anchoring that.
We're anchoring it, dude. Struggle, man. It's just, this year, this week I was the top high scoring team in the league. But similar to what me and Seth talked about last week, it's just these top guys that all of us obviously drafted are just struggling, man. You just can't seem to get the right lineup together. That's my problem. It's
mine's been injuries, dude.
Yeah,
I lost George Kittle week 1. I was in trouble. Then the next week I started Jaden Reed, and he broke his collarbone on his first target. I was off to a rough start to begin with.
And I have Jamar. Jamar's one of the reasons why I won this week.
Go Joe Flacco to the
Are you
rest.
talking about Dynasty or Fantasy? You're talking about
I
Fantasy.
was talking about our redraft.
Okay.
Dynasty.
I ain't doing too bad in Dynasty. I can't complain.
I'm going to tell you this. Colston Loveland has definitely been a disappointment.
I'm going to tell you this. He met my expectations because I didn't think highly of him to begin with.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I think Tyler Warren definitely won that.
Yeah, Tyler Warren definitely won that one. Yeah, that's a statement. Isn't he currently leading all tight ends in yards?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All rookies. I think he's leading all rookies,
leading
right?
all
Or no,
tight ends.
and Ibuka took him over.
Ibuka's leading the rookies, yeah. Ibuka's on another
Savage,
level right
bro.
now.
Yeah,
Ibuka is.
insane.
I wanted him too.
I'm not.
See, that was my thing. I wanted to draft defense early, and then I was looking at a wide receiver like Ibuka or somebody.
I traded Emeka Ibuka in one of our dynasty leagues. I don't know if y'all are in that league, but it's a team that I'm not trying to really win with. I think 4 first-round picks, including my own. So
You traded Ibuka?
I did.
Yeah, I'm definitely not in that league because I have not seen Ibuka
Are
traded
you ready for this trade?
in any league so far that I'm in.
I traded Emeka Ibuka and a late second-round pick for Malik Neighbors.
Not bad.
I felt great. I was like, this puts me in a position to continue to not win because this team is severely overachieved. And I'm starting currently 4 tight ends every week.
The only concern I would have for that is if Buka somehow gets that one role next year. I don't know.
I also had Jackson Dart, so that played a role in it too. Because Jackson Dart is one of the 2 quarterbacks I actually have on this roster. Currently, I have Jackson Dart and Justin Fields. Those are my 2 quarterbacks. And then by being able to make that trade, that still gives me 2 second-round picks. And then I have 3 first rounds this year, and then I have 4 first rounds next year and 2 seconds. So that team is young, and I got a lot of depth on the way. But it was severely overachieving because I had Emeka Ibuka and Tet. I drafted both of them in the rookie draft. Both of them have exceeded. I got Cam Scatterbo on that team. Cam Scatterbo has been playing very well the last couple of weeks. Justin Fields, love him or hate him, he's been a QB1 every week that he's been healthy. He's, I think, currently a top 5 quarterback still, or he's 13th overall, but he also missed a game and he also barely played in 1. So if you look at it, I mean, he's QB2 week 1. He was QB4 in week 4 and QB7 last week.
My thing is, I wish I would have drafted more of Ibuka.
Me too.
JSN. JSN was a guy that I was in between on about where he was going. There was like some guys I like some guys here, but then there was JSN sitting there. I'm like, but obviously, looking at it now, JSN and Ibuka, I mean, both. If you redrafted right now, both those guys are first round picks.
100%
redraft. Speaking of Hannah, which is my girlfriend, dude, we're playing a buddies home league. She has Amon-Ra St. Brown, Emeka Ibuka, and JSN right now.
She's probably undefeated.
And she is dogging the league, bro. Me and her played last week. I was 3-1. She was 3-1. First and second place. She rolled me, bro. I didn't have a chance. I was like,
that's hard to beat, man. You got
oh my god! And then I think her running backs are like Brees Hall, and she has another really good running back.
Brees Hall had a pretty solid week last week.
Yeah, but I mean,
didn't he get hurt too?
Brees? No.
Brees
Hall?
I'm not sure.
I
thought he hurt his shoulder in that game.
I didn't
he better not have. I haven't looked. Hold up.
Dude, what about Derrick Henry? Who?
Man, me. God
damn. Who's getting hurt?
Holy shit.
Who's getting hurt by Derrick Henry right now?
Me. in our redraft.
No,
I'm getting hurt by freaking Lamar too.
By the way. Yeah, Lamar hamstring was rough. I traded him the week before it happened. For Drake.
This kind of ties in with both NFL and fantasy and dynasty. So have you noticed how quick they are to put players on IR now?
Yes. There's like zero hesitation.
Right? Britton Strange this week.
Bam.
And I'm like, IR next day. What?
It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, It's definitely more, and I haven't even heard anybody bring it up. You know what I mean? Last week, Trey Benson, it was like, oh yeah, he's looking. We're expecting to be back. Next week. Boom, IR. I'm like, huh? Like,
that would hurt me.
Like, what is going on here? And then you got guys like CeeDee Lamb. When you talk about frustrating in fantasy, he what did they say today? Oh, it looks like he's about for 2 weeks. 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Guess what that means? He could have went on IR the week he got hurt, and now I'm sitting there have to ciphering him on and off my IR spot. Because you keep putting him as a questionable tag when he's not playing. That's the other frustrating thing about it. It's like a guy that's apparently about to be is good. By the time he's back, he's gonna be 4 weeks out. I mean, obviously that has probably a lot to do with however they do rosters and shit like that. But I just noticed this year, they're quick to put them on IR. It's so fast. And we usually run 3 to 4 IR spots in the leagues, and right now it's overflowing.
Look, I had neighbors
extension on injured reserve.
If I have a top player going IR, and even though I know he's done for the season, I might as well drop him. I want to keep him on my IR. So when people like, why is he not doing good? And they go look at him, oh, he lost neighbors. Okay.
Just as a reminder.
Yeah. Little evidence. Yeah. Who I was. What I did.
I heard somebody.
I had to drop neighbors this week though because my IR was filled up.
So what's funny is like all those trades were happening. We'll talk about these trades in a minute that us three were all involved in. So I'm sitting there and I'm doing the trade with John, and then like the neighbors thing came across my phone, and dude, like I about shit a brick at first because I was like, who the hell just dropped neighbors? Then I saw what league it was. I was like, oh, it's a redraft because like. Most people that already had them dropped them the next few days.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, I saw somebody say, they're like, just saying, and he was like, it was a joke, but he was like, I'm just gonna put this out there for all you fantasy guys. If James Conner is available right now in your leagues, go pick him up and slap him on IR because from what I hear, he's a good locker room guy. And I was like,
he's a great locker room guy.
He will be a good guy to have on your team.
Together and make them winners.
Just need him in the building.
Just need him in the building, bro. Just need him in the building. That's great. That's great stuff right there, man. It's been a crucial year so far for obviously us.
Yeah, it's been really. Last year was worse. I will say that. Like last year was horrible for injuries, but this year ain't off to a great start.
It ain't really like as far as like bad injuries this year. It's just these nagging ones that are landing guys on IR for
soft tissue crap and
so much soft tissue, man.
But you're right; they are going to IR a whole lot more. Like for stuff that normally people would have just sat on the sideline.
Yeah, you're gonna be out for a couple of weeks, sit down.
Yeah.
They put you on IR, open up a spot, move somebody here, there.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say, just because we're on the subject, and I think a lot of it plays a big factor, is practice squads, right?
Yeah.
So if you think about it, if you have a player signed to a practice squad contract, any other team can come and sign him to the active roster.
True.
No questions asked. I think that plays a big factor in this. When guys get injured, that gives them the ability to promote them off the practice squad and protect them from getting claimed from another team and signed to an active roster. I do think that is playing a big part in the situation when it comes to these guys being put on IR a little bit faster, is teams being strategic and trying to protect players as assets because they don't want them to end up on another team.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And it just gets them out the active roster and then they can bring somebody up. Yeah, you're right.
And then if you look at it, if I'm not mistaken, the rules are if you promote them, I want to say it's 3 times, you either have to give them a permanent spot on the active roster or they can't come back up off the practice squad. So that also plays a factor into it as well. So the rules there are definitely different. It's kind of like a weird way to reserve a guy in your locker room, but it does make them very available if a position becomes available on another team. Because if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was either New England or another team. They signed somebody off our practice squad last week to their active roster. Like it can happen to any team at any time because technically they are available to they're kind of free agents, but not. So it definitely plays a big role.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if you want to talk about these trades, this isn't one of the podcasts. This is kind of a different league that we're all four in. To start this, early in the offseason, I try to go to Seth to get my picks back because I'm currently sitting in this league and I don't have my first, second, or third in this league.
Yeah, they hurt you.
So I'm sitting here and we tried to do it, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna set for a little while, which I understood. You know, his team was still kind of that mid, didn't really know what it was going to do. So, you know, as far as like going into the season, especially seeing my team kind of like who I had available, I was like, I feel like I can compete in this league, you know. So this past week was like the breaking point for me. I fell to 1-4. I'm sitting here looking at it. I'm like, all right, I'm fifth in scoring, but I'm fucking getting rammed on points, you know, against. So I sent a trade out to Seth. You know what I mean? So, I'll let you – it's over now, so I'll let y'all know the original trade, John. So
this is interesting.
Insight. So the original trade I sent Seth yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. So I sent him – where's it at? So I sent him George Pickens, Deebo Samuel, and Jalen Coker for my first and second back in 25 or 26. He said, I'll look at it, set on it for a day.
Yeah.
He countered, you know, with Ricky Pearsall, the first, the second, Deebo Samuel, Ted McMillan, and George Pickens. For me, that was a little high because earlier, before the season started, I had sent, and this is before seeing Tet play, I had sent 2 firsts for Tet because to me, I was paying what his value was going to be down the road that I felt like it was. And that, you know, I explained that, Seth. I was like, I've already paid, you know, a certain price for him already. That's kind of where I value him at. So we ended up landing on, I sent him Pearsall first, second, and then Pickens and Tet. And then he was like, you know, you throw in Coker, I think we can get this done. And I was just like, all right, let's do it. Seth, you want to talk about how you were looking at it from your side? I think really your team was struggling at wide receiver for sure.
Yeah, I was. I think I started Hunter Renfrow this past week. I think this is
Lord.
I've got Terry McLaurin was supposed to be my number one receiver, and he's been out, questionable still this week, and they're playing Monday night, I think.
Yeah, the Bears.
And he's still questionable. So I hate going into a weekend when my guys at the very end. You know, anything can change,
especially on a Monday game, dude.
Yeah. So that's been hurting me. And then I just got a bunch of rookies, young guys. Darnell Mooney's was screwed me over. He hasn't done anything in Atlanta, and he's been out for 2. I think he was out 2 to 3 games, and then when he's come back, he didn't really do nothing. And then I think he missed last week too. Or no, they were on bye. That's what it was.
They were on bye week.
But
should have went IR.
Just about.
Why didn't they? Yeah. He probably brought him back too fast. That's probably why he's hurt again.
Yeah.
But anyway, that killed me because I was really expecting bigger things from them this year, Atlanta and Darnell Mooney in particular. I thought he was just somebody that was going to be able to, you know, because of London, because of Bijan, like attention was going to be elsewhere, and there was going to be opportunities because he's pretty good, I think.
Last year,
he had 100+ yards last year.
Yeah.
He had a solid year last year.
So I think he's sort of a sleeper. But anyway, him and J-Mo's killed me.
Yeah, J-Mo, God almighty, dude.
So I was down to I was pretty much starting mostly running backs because I have Bijan and Josh Jacobs in that league. So I was starting, and I also have JK and ETN, Travis Etienne. So I've been running heavy running backs and just trying to fill in since those 2 guys have been hurting me. But, it was mainly to get wide receiver. And, you know, at first I was okay. I was like, all right, here's 3 wide receivers in your original trade. But I was like, man, if I'm going to give up first and seconds, like I want like something up there. First
I knew it was coming.
You know
I knew it was coming. But I wasn't sending him to you. You were going to have to come ask for him.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you should have put him on the block. I'd have gave you early first.
No, I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to do that because it was the trade. This is the thing. Like he said, he wanted that top. He wanted the wide receiver 1, and that's what he needed.
I had his picks too.
Correct.
Yeah,
and
you had leverage.
So I was like, if I'm going to trade Tet, it worked out that Seth was the one that happened to have my picks. He happened to need wide receiver, and I happened to have Ted McMillan. But again, I wasn't sending him to him. I was just like, he's going to have to come and send me an offer for it. And that's what – and I think it was a good move on both ends, because my team's still not bad. So I probably ended up trading, could be a late early, maybe a 5th or 6th pick, could be the, I would say bottom of where it's probably going to land. And then, as high as probably the 3 or 4, depending on how the rest of the season goes. But yeah, I think that worked out for the both of us, especially sending Ricky Pearsall back into it. I was like, all right, well, I'm getting a guy back in the thing. So yeah, and you're 4-1 in that league. So
yes.
Like you said, you have solid running backs, and you just filled out some wide receivers. So
yeah,
I think that,
and I don't know if I expected, because of my wide receiver situation, I didn't really expect to be where I'm at second right now in this league, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, second at this. I didn't expect to be here. So I figure, and I'm looking at my points scored, and I'm pretty freaking low.
Yeah.
Like I'm one of the lower teams in
I have
points
like 160 more than you.
Yeah. So,
but then getting those guys kind of boom, 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 that's going to bump that up.
That's going to bump that up.
Yeah. So I can hopefully try to keep some type of lead, at least to get into playoffs and be eligible.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
So that's why I figured, why not at this point?
You got Ted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I even went and looked to see how many shares I had of them. I was like, all right, let me see how many I have. And it's like,
make sure you're still covered.
It's like 6. I'm like, all right, I could get it. Is going to a Panthers fan. I was like,
I can afford one.
Anybody in our podcast, if you actually listen to it, I'm just gonna let you know you're not getting Ted off of me. Like, if I do trade him, it's probably to a Panthers fan because I don't want to ever want to let him go. But leading to that, it was an active day for me in that league, you could say. The Debo was still out there. I popped him and Goddard out on there, and I was on a second for Debo. That's a smash, 29-year-old wide receiver. Obviously, you talked about Terry McLaurin. When he's back, I do think some of those targets go down.
Most of those targets will shift.
So, I mean, he might be a middle of the pack guy by then. And then John messaged me and said, are you going into complete rebuild? I already know what that means. Who are you interested in? Who do you want? Who do you want?
That's who is available.
Yeah. And me and you didn't really go back and forth. You told me the 2 guys you were available that you wanted. And I went and it ended up sending the trade. The trade ended up being so for one thing, I want to say this. For me to go decide to kind of tear it down a little bit was to get draft capital. Correct. Because I'm setting in this league. I have 2 quarterbacks. So I was like, best thing for me to try to do is to at least get 2 first-rounders so I can try to at least land one of those quarterbacks in the first round. So I can at least, kind of fill out that room, with quarterbacks. So John was interested in Scatabo and Xavier Worthy. I looked it over, looked at his squad, coming back on Jalen Waddle. We talked about him earlier. I think the opportunities with, Tyreek, already announcement, they said they're probably going to release him at the end of the season. I think this might be the opportunity where you get to see Waddle next year rest of this year and next year as a wide receiver 1, the true wide receiver 1. And, at 26. So I end up sending John Cam Ward, Jalen Waddle, I wanted Cam Ward, Jalen Waddle, a first and a second. And I sent him Pat Mahomes, Cam Scatabo, and Xavier Worthy. So if you want to talk about that, I mean, I'm sure it was an easy smash for you. So
I wouldn't say it was easy. I looked at it and I was like, because the piece that threw me off was Waddle.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I was like, okay, he wants Waddle back. Let's let him. Like, I like Waddle, just like you said, right? He's in a position to be, a dominant receiver as far as target share, as far as overall production. Like, he's in a position where he can really take a couple of steps forward. The thing that made me comfortable with the trade was actually Mahomes. Because when I looked at your roster, I didn't think that if you weren't going into a full rebuild that you would move off of a quarterback, right? Because you only had, I believe, 2.
I had Pat Mahomes and Kyler Murray.
Exactly. And Kyler Murray's hurt this week. He's already didn't practice today. He may be out this week. We'll see what happens there. Got a foot injury. Patrick Mahomes has been playing really, really elite from a fantasy standpoint because he's averaging, I want to say, close to 50 rushing yards a game, which when you think about it for Patrick Mahomes is insane.
QB2, bro. It's great.
Yeah, that's insane. But he's averaging almost over 40 rushing yards a game. He leads Kansas City in rushing so far this season. Like you came in and said by this point in the time he's your leading rusher, I would expect him to be 2-3. And that's where they're currently sitting because they do not have a run game whatsoever. But I have a lot of young guys on this roster at receiver. I have Matthew Golden on my bench. I have Alec Pierce on the bench. I have DeAndre Thornton on the bench. Christian Kirk's on the bench. So I felt good enough with Rashid Shaheed as well and Quentin Johnston to make that move.
Yeah.
Right.
And that was my other.
He was a wide receiver 3.
Yeah, because I was looking at 3 guys. It was Quentin, it was Waddle, and it was Ladd. Those were kind of the 3 guys. Those were the 3 guys I was looking at. But obviously, if I would have asked Ladd, then it would have been, one less pick. And I was like, I was like, well, if I ask for Ladd, I know I can't get maybe the second on top of it. I was like, right now I'm trying to keep myself in a position to where I have that depth, that players, because out of those trades, I still was able to get Waddle and Ricky Pearsall back on my they were on my roster. So those are 2 really good guys to have going back in, even though I lost some.
Especially like you said, going into next year, right? Same thing for Cam Ward. These aren't necessarily the best guys for this year, but they have a very good long-term outlook, right? When Tennessee gives more talent, and they're going to be picking at the top of the draft next year anyways, right? Having that ability to get an elite player to put around Cam Ward, because Cam Ward has shown that he can make it in this league. Like, he's shown good flashes so far. And then you couple that around the fact that, I'm not mistaken, they have like $100+ million in cap space next year. Yeah, so they're going to be able to sign plenty of free agents, especially knowing that they're about to open a brand new stadium, state-of-the-art stadium. That's upcoming, I think, in 2027. It was right around the corner. So there's a lot of positives to making that trade on both ends. For me, like I said, I lead the league in scoring points. I've already scored over 1,000 points so far this season in that league specifically, and I have a lot of depth in the roster. And the kicker for me was you went for my first, not the other first I have, because the other first I have should be a top 3 pick.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
He's a 1-4 team as well. His roster is depleted.
He's banged up,
and he already got injured. If I'm not mistaken, he had Joe Burrow.
He has Joe Burrow
out for the year. That put him in a hole.
Yeah.
And did the same thing last year, and I got a top 5 pick out of it last year off his roster too. So I'm all for it.
And I'll tell you one thing.
Moves, man. You got to make them.
You do. And I know we talked about Seth. I think we were all 4 on that episode when we talked early, Dynasty. And there's times in the season where you need to make these type of moves, especially in Dynasty. Because if I didn't make these moves and I continue to just fall and fall and fall, guess where my pick goes? My pick rises and rises, going to try to get it. It's
harder to get.
It's even harder to get. So I thought right now was again, I'm still middle of the pack in scoring, and I think getting Cam Ward's going to knock that down a lot because he isn't playing this well. But again, it's just a move, like I said, I knew going in, like I get my pick back at worst, it could be within that 5 and 7 range. I do know that. But I had to go do it and try to get from a kind of a semi-rebuild situation because I didn't let my running backs go or anything like that. But to tell y'all where Mahomes was to start before the season started, QB2 now, I sent Dean early, like before the season started. I sent him Pat Mahomes for Bryce Young and my 27 first back because he currently holds my 27 first.
And he turned that down?
And he would not come off of it.
Wow. Well, his faith in Bryce Young needs to be studied.
Yeah.
Fuck, out of it, except so fast. Woo!
Yeah. But being a part of that, he's really high on that draft class, obviously.
I don't care how high you – I am too. I'll be first to tell you.
But
the top 5 picks in that draft class are all going to be elite. And they look like they're all going to be skill players. Like, you could go 1-1-1, 1-2-3 with just wide receivers. Like, that class is elite.
Yeah.
When it comes to the receiver position, there's a couple good running backs that may come out in that class. And then from a quarterback standpoint, right, everybody's Arch Manning, blah, blah, blah. He looks like complete dog water this year, so we'll see what really happens. He's in a good position. Oh, 100%. With how terrible their season's gone, he's definitely going to be there next year. But we want to see progression. I'll need to see Arch Manning do a lot in the next by the remainder of this season to even make me want to think that he's capable of being a legitimate
Because right now, I think
first-round talent.
Sellers still probably in
Sellers coming out this year.
Superflex. I'm talking about Superflex. I think he's like the consensus 101 right now.
Close.
From what I've looked at.
No, Love is the consensus 101 that I've seen.
It's a mixture. Superflex, I've seen Sellers up there over Love.
Right now, I would take Love. Love for Notre Dame is an elite level running back. He's got production as a receiver. He's got all the ability in the world as a rusher. I think he's better than Genty. So we'll see. Sellers is inconsistent to me, but he has elite upside when it comes to running. So from a fantasy and dynasty standpoint, I mean, anytime you have a quarterback with that ability to navigate a pocket and be able to pick up valuable yardage on the ground, that's a difference maker. Just like I said with Patrick Mahomes, he's QB2 right now. He ain't QB2 because of how well he's playing as a quarterback. He's QB2 because he's averaging 45 rushing yards a game. Like that's significant when you look at the overall production at the position.
Ass, bro. He has been so bad this year.
And
I mean, Kareem Hunt looks better than him currently.
Dude, they're both. Kansas City doesn't trade for a running back before the deadline. I might lose my shit.
Alvin Kamara, bro.
And there's plenty out there.
There's so many options.
Dude,
there's so many teams that would trade you a running back right now. I would trade.
Imagine Pat Mahomes and
Alvin
Kamara, bro.
That'd be pretty crazy. Yeah, I think
I would love it,
especially with them quick receivers too.
Like that's God Almighty.
Dude, you get
passing everywhere.
Yeah, you
bro,
get
he
Rashee
can hit 5,000
Rice
yards. He'd hit 5,000 yards.
Bro, you get Rashee Rice back. You got Worthy. You have Hollywood Brown, and then you just sprinkle in Alvin Kamara. It's like
fuck Hollywood Brown. That dude. He is. Hollywood Brown has completely squandered his opportunity with Rashee Rice suspended, with Xavier Worthy getting hurt on the first drive of the year and missing multiple games. Tyquan Thornton looks better than Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, no.
And if you ask me, similar to our situation, like we were talking about with our receiver room, and if J.C. Horn remains active, who's the odd man out in the situation of Kansas City? I think that's the same situation. Oh, yeah. I think Hollywood Brown stands to be the odd man out in that situation and inactive by the couple weeks, 3 weeks from now. Once Rasheed Rice back, once everybody's healthy, he could be a healthy inactive or trade.
How do you feel about the Panthers going to get him?
Nah, I wouldn't want it. I'd rather run with Excel and see if he can actually do something. He's on a 1-year deal. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. I don't think it's worth the investment. If you look at how our team is structured right now, if you look at the things that Dave Canales has said when it comes to playing these young guys, it doesn't make sense to bring in a Hollywood Brown. To me, it doesn't. I'd rather play Coker. I'd rather play Excel. I'd rather play Tremaine. There's so many other people I'd rather give that snap to.
Hit me again in like 3 to 4 weeks. Before
that I might change my mind before the chat. Fuck, if Excel comes out with a 1 catch, -1 yard, 8 target game,
I think we're past that Excel. I think Excel. I think
the worst game ever.
I think him sitting down and for 2 weeks. I know he was hurt. He was hurt. If you saw the clip of practice, he was limping. So it wasn't just, hey, we're going to bench you. But I think that had time for him to really sit down and really, really think about, because he heard the noise. You know what I mean? Y'all saw the reporters when they asked him. He heard the noise. And, it was, hey, just lay back, relax, get healthy, and come back out here and just play football. And that's what you see. And, again, it was just 2 or 3 catches. 2?
I think it was 3.
Okay.
I think he had 3.
But still. They meant a lot. They meant a lot.
two of them mattered. One of them was a key conversion, and one of them was arguably the best catch he's had as a professional. So I'll take it.
If he didn't drop the one against Philly, then we actually have something to compare
it to. But he did, so they can't compare it because he dropped it. But like I said, it's hard for me to see. Now, I will ask y'all this question. Did y'all see his response when the reporters asked him what he learned while he was out?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. He literally was like, I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
What? Come on, bro. If you didn't learn a thing while you were out, at least lie.
Yeah.
Like, don't come up here and be like, I didn't learn shit, bro.
No, I didn't learn nothing.
I was just fucking here. I was in the training room. They kept rolling it down my leg, and I felt better.
So was all day.
I had this coon suit.
I didn't learn shit.
I was like, dude, there's no way that man just fucking said that. After the performance he had going out, absolutely not, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, he needs some press training. Okay.
Yeah.
If there's one thing he needs to do this offseason, he needs to use a jug machine and he needs to do some press training. And then I would also recommend going to a therapist to work on the fact that he let everybody get to him. Like, dude, you have to be mentally strong in a game of football. You're gonna have a lot of noise. You're gonna have everyone telling you how bad you suck at life.
In life,
you gotta
at
zone
that
that
level,
shit. Yeah, in fact, you gotta zone it out, man. You can't let it get to you. And you could tell it really did get to him. It was bothering him all.
It did. It did.
Like,
and
that's my advice for myself. Get it together, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, bro. You have to be mentally strong to play for the Carolina
Panthers.
Do. That's all I'm saying. You have to.
Yeah.
What podcast was it that had to retire? Like they said that they were.
Oh yeah, we know
that shit was funny as hell.
I didn't even know who they were for one.
I'm not gonna lie,
and they probably don't know who we are either. So
probably not. But when I read it, I was like,
never been formally introduced.
Yeah, exactly. When I read it, I was like, so you don't want to devote time because the team's product isn't worth your time. Got it. Like you don't have to explain that. Like we've all been here. We've seen it as
That's
fans.
what I'm saying, bro. Because guess what? When this team, I mean, if it's 2029, but when this team starts winning, I promise you're going to wish you were there the whole time.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, don't kick through the door all of a sudden. Talk about, I've been here the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't take that break and quit because we
have been struggling, bro. It's been rough. A struggle, but
I told James last week. I was like, man, I'm pulling in my drive and I want to rip those freaking Panther banners down that I got hanging from the porch. I've had them out there since like preseason games, right? Had them flying this whole time, and there was times where I pull in this driveway and I'm like, I don't want to rip them some bitches down. Yeah. It drives me crazy. Don't want to talk about them sometimes, but
dude, you should have saw my response Monday. I went into work and everybody was like, dude, how about them Panthers? I was just like,
same.
We'll see.
Same.
We'll see.
Like your boys got one. I was like, yeah.
That 30-0. I was like, hell, we might actually be something.
Oh,
then we had the next week, and I was like, oh fuck.
For ones that don't know, I work for Stephen Toya. It's I work for a dealership, and I have a guy in my department, Jacob, and he is actually a Dolphins fan. And we've been talking smack all week last week. You know what I mean? And I told him, I was like, bro, y'all going to roll us. Y'all going to come in there. Y'all going to spank our ass or whatever. And he was out, I think, Monday and yesterday. So I didn't get to see him. So today I walked up in there. He said, oh, there he is. I said, oh, yeah, there you are. I was like, you've been hiding from me for 2 days. He was like, man, let me tell you, Tua sucks, bro. I was like, y'all spotted us 17 points, and we could not get it done. Rico Dowdle, he said he's something different. I was like, dude, we'll see.
We'll see. I ain't believing it until I see consistency.
We'll see, bro. We'll see.
Yeah, because part of me has the question in the Dolphins and what they are actually. You know what I'm saying? Because
I knew Mike McDaniels was getting fired Monday.
Look,
I was just waiting for that damn.
Waiting for another Carolina Reaper show. Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
Well, here's the thing. Like, so how good is the Dolphins, man? Did y'all see some of these holes Rico was running through?
Mm-hmm. He was running through fucking lanes.
They were freaking massive. Yeah. These holes that were given by the offensive line. So he's hitting the second level, having not been touched.
No.
And I know he's still. I think he broke they gave him like 8 broken tackles or something like that. They credited him for. And he had I think they said he had the most yards after catch. Like most of his yards were after catch, and in fact, the yards after contact.
Yeah.
After contact, not to say catch.
Yeah.
After contact was more than what Javonte Williams, who was the second leading rusher of the weekend. So his yards after contact were more than Javonte rushed for in the game.
That's crazy.
He had like 134.
I think I heard the commentary. Dude, speaking of those two commentators.
Dude, that commentary guy it was
terrible, bro.
It felt like a soccer game.
Yeah. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, yep.
That shit was wild.
I just don't think anybody wants to call
that's the worst. That's the
first off, it was his first NFL game. That was the first NFL game that got called.
Look,
and I swear to God, he's called soccer. That's what he sounded like.
This is like the fourth, I think, third or fourth week we've had Schleris.
Did you hear the Rico when he slurred the R?
No,
That shit's funny as hell.
He had a couple things.
not
He
to cut
was
you off,
going,
Seth, but
man.
my favorite thing was whenever Princely made a tackle and he stopped. He didn't even say his name. He didn't even attempt. He didn't even say Princely.
Oh,
Dude
Lord.
got hit because it was the dude
funny.
cracked. His voice cracked probably 20
Yeah,
times
at
during
least
that
20
football
times.
game. But when Princely
Yes.
made that play, he said, I think it was a run play. Devon A. Chain to the right, and then like he was tackled, and then it just went quiet. I was like, bro, he wasn't even gonna try it. He wasn't even gonna try and say his name. Yeah, but what were you gonna say?
Well, this is like the third or fourth game that we've had Mark Schlereth, and
Yes.
Mark Schlereth has always sort of rubbed me the wrong way with his critique and stuff, and
Mhm.
how he is about it. So just having him is sort of cringe to me. But this guy, though, like I know what y'all are talking about, but at the same time, he makes this Panthers-Dolphins game. Did y'all see this? Somebody posted there like he makes the Panthers-Dolphins sound like it's a playoff game. He's so
did.
freaking like
He was so
energetic with what's
excited.
happening.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle with the catch.
It was every time somebody made a play, bro.
Yeah.
Every time
He
somebody
was
made
there,
a play.
man.
I was like,
The
man.
one time he was like, and Bryce scrambles to, and because he stopped, like Bryce didn't go nowhere. As soon as he went to get out of the pocket, he's like, and Bryce scrambles to go nowhere. Really, I mean, it's just like,
Bro, I'm
It
just
was
thinking
great,
about.
though.
I'm thinking about this Monday night game with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, bro. I think they're gonna cook us because they were
Oh,
cooking,
man. God almighty.
bro.
yes,
Edmund was cooking
Who
there.
just played? Who played Monday night?
they have our game. They don't have, no, that's ESPN.
Monday night, they'll call our game.
Yeah, that's Monday night. That's Joe
Mhm.
Buck and Troy Aikman. That's the only one they do now.
Yeah,
Is it
Monday?
they're on ESPN now.
Yeah, it's Monday, or is it Thursday? No, yeah, they're on ESPN because Thursday night is Kirk
Yes, yes.
Street.
Yeah, Kirk and what's his name?
Yeah, and then
What'd
obviously
you say
Alpine.
about them? You because they're not calling our game, right?
They are
No,
going
they
to
were
call
that
that
Monday night game. Who do we play Monday night? Was
San
that?
Francisco.
Oh,
God.
I thought you were talking about them with the Cowboys.
Or shit.
No,
I'm
but
sorry.
who just played? Who just played Monday night?
Hold on. I'll pull
The
it up.
Chiefs and
Yeah, it was
Jags.
Chiefs.
Yeah, dude, they were cracking.
He was
Bro.
ripping Trevor Lawrence.
Bro, I know,
How
dude.
did
They
you know
were
the
like,
line of scrimmage is,
I was
man?
like, I'm sitting there listening to it. I told Hannah, I was like, these might be my favorite two commentators in the game right now. These dudes are great because they're sitting there laughing and like just like things
They've
that
worked together for
dude,
so long.
dude. Whenever that last play happened, when
Trevor Lawrence fell out. He got back
Trevor
up.
Lawrence fell, bro, I thought.
Oh god,
Dude, that was the funniest play, dude. But Troy Aikman, he couldn't even hold it in. He was just like, I just don't even know what to say.
shit happens.
Because all you had to do was touch them. If you just touch
that-
those times out, they don't have any
The
time,
game's pretty
bro.
much over.
The game's
Like, they got no
over.
time
Yeah.
out.
The game's over, and I'm just like, man. But yeah, they
did
got to
y'all
call
see? Did y'all see Chris Jones on that play?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
god!
just
He
watched.
got his- I guarantee you, Andy Reid ripped his.
He just stood up.
ass.
He stood
Really?
up.
Nothing.
Yeah.
He literally stood up, looked at him, saw him on the ground, did nothing, seen him get up, looked at him again, took a couple steps, was like, no,
Yeah.
fuck it, I ain't gonna
Are
run.
you serious? I didn't
Yeah.
notice that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I did
It's
not
all
know.
over,
There's
man.
no way Andy Reid did
Look,
not rip his
yeah.
ass in that film.
I was just laughing, dude. I was like, dude, ain't no way this is
think
how they're going to
everybody
win this
was.
game. This is how they're going to win this game. How
I
is that,
called it,
bro?
Before that game started in one of our league chats, it's the most active league that I'm in with Dean. And I went in, I was like, I'm gonna put two bold predictions. I hit one of the two. I said that Travis Hunter was going to get his first career touchdown and the Jags were going to win. Well, I got the Jags part right. But
Hey, that catch, bro. That catch
catch
by
was
Travis
solid.
Hunter. That was
In
nice.
traffic. I will say, because
Over two.
Dean was talking shit about that pass. If you look at how Trevor Lawrence escaped the pocket on a full-blown sprint ahead, really came to a halt through a complete dot. Like, dude, that pass, most quarterbacks in the NFL don't make the pass, period.
Yeah.
Like, on the move, under pressure, navigating the pocket to get that ball out. Travis Hunter made an amazing play in the air. Came down with a catch. Somehow didn't drop that ball. I thought he was going to drop it when he got his legs took out from under him. But speaking of Travis Hunter, I don't know if y'all saw it. He actually graded top 10 in PFF on both sides of the ball.
He played defensively? I didn't see
Yes.
Yeah.
He graded in the
he broke up
70s
Travis
on both
Kelce
sides.
one time. I know.
It was a third and I think it was like 3rd and 5. They hit a quick slant, Travis Kelce, and Hunter got around and broke it up.
Honestly, most of the game I was sitting there going through my 18 leagues trying to figure out what I was
Yeah.
going to do the coming up week. I was just like,
I do the same thing.
struggling.
I'm cutting leagues next year, guys. I'm going to be
me
jumping
too.
out of
There's
couple.
no way.
I needed 34 points from Brian Thomas going in. I was like,
Yeah, that ain't happening.
God.
That was a nice – that last pass to Brian Thomas, dude, that was neat.
Yeah, I was going to say that's another
over the
disappointment
head.
in fantasy too.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
been he's,
Before we move on for fantasy, I got to talk about this on my family league. So it's 6 of us, right? I am first in scoring, first in points of max points,
Really?
and I'm first in points against.
damn.
That's how you dominate.
That's insane.
I'm 1-4.
Yep. You played everybody on their best week.
Yes.
Man.
I've been in the
crazy.
top 3 weeks of the 5, and
That's
I'm
crazy.
1-4.
That's
rough.
insane.
I've been in the highest game 2 of those times. The highest and closest margin.
Closest
Still.
margin.
Yeah. And we've had the highest score. And I just got beat this week in the highest scoring game by somebody that they were 0-4. They were 0-4 going in. I gave them their first win. Yeah.
It's rough, man.
They had the highest score in the league. So now
That can't continue, right?
You would think.
I've never seen it like this where
I've
it's
let
so
a
far
league-
up and then so far down.
Yeah, I've never
let
seen
him
that.
scoring and miss the playoffs on multiple occasions. It can happen. It's luck, man. Sometimes it's just you get shit luck and you get a bad schedule.
Yeah.
You play everybody when they're at their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting everybody's best, but now these buys have started, so I'm hoping I'm gonna catch up.
Oh no! What are y'all both?
Honestly,
in,
that's where it makes a difference. For
I don't
sure.
think y'all were. Are y'all both in? I know John, you are the Bad Fantasy Support Group. Were
Yeah.
you in that one, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
me
we're all
trade
in that right now.
me trading away ETN and Jordan Mason. He was on a bye this week, but coming out and top scorer in the league this year, and I'm 0 this week, and I'm
Yeah.
0-4. It's like I told Buzz, like, dude, you fell victim to one of those weird ass weeks.
Yeah, one of them weeks, man.
Weeks that there ain't no way. My team popped off.
I'm dead freaking last in that league.
Yeah. So, yeah, I moved up a little bit. Yeah, you are. But you
I
got
just
good
need to
picks,
shoot
right?
We
Nice.
didn't draft. We didn't draft this one, right?
No,
This is
both
one we
of y'all,
over-
joined that afterwards.
Yeah.
This is one
Because
me.
sometimes
That
I
was
can
an
look at the
orphan.
makeup of the league and I'm like, this is not one of my teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell sometimes.
Hey, I got tight end too, though.
That's a 1 QB league. That's
Yeah.
how I know for a fact I didn't draft that team because I came in the second year in that league. So
So you took over a team too?
Mhm.
Mm.
Year 2.
Yeah. So this is I'm 7th in points and 1st in points scored against. And I just came out. It didn't help because, we try to play our best lineup. I have Rashad White and Bucky Irvin's out. And then Krosky Merritt decided to
Actually be a running back 1.
actually be a running back. But I had a feeling. about Krosky Merritt. We'll talk about this for a second since we're on fantasy and shit. I had a feeling that once Jaden Daniels came back, it was going to be different.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because I was like, and people were saying, because people were out there saying, oh, we don't know, Krosky Merritt, is he the number 1? I'm like, oh, just wait till Jaden gets in there. And you have someone that has a threat to the football, and you saw it. That dude's quick, man. Krosky Merritt is he's so good on the outside. So I got a feeling he might catapult here. And the draft capital's not there is what worries me, as far as long term goes, because we see it in the league every year. Prime example, Tyrone Tracy. The year
1,200 yards from scrimmage.
the
Draft
2 years
right.
before, was it 2 years or 3 years now? The Bijan and Algier situation. Algier
Happens all the
rusher.
time.
They drafted, they go higher draft capital. So that's my only concern with Krosky Merritt. But right now, I would say go trade for him, but I don't think you're going to.
I'll tell you the same thing I told Dean in one of our other leagues because Dean traded him. If you can get a first-round pick, trade him instantly.
Send him.
Instant
Send
smash.
him.
Like,
But I think you'll have to string together a couple games before you can get that out of him.
Dean got one out of it. He gave up a second on the back end, but he actually got one. And I was like, kudos to you because if he's willing to give you a first, God help him. Like, you wouldn't catch me doing that down the side of the street. Because the thing is, I don't blame you. Yeah. When you have guys like that and they have a lot of hype around them, majority of the time it doesn't really work out. And I know y'all probably saw me and Dean going back and forth in our group chat when we came to talking about Bill. And for the most part, when you look at it historically speaking, production in college really significantly matters at the running back position, probably more than any other position when it comes to relevancy as an NFL, especially when it comes to fantasy production. Mm-hmm. And the only outlier I can think of off the top of my head that is an anomaly to that was Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, when he played at Tennessee, was never the featured number one running back. He didn't really even show that much as a pass catcher, and he was okay. He wasn't great. He wasn't a star. He wasn't contending for a Heisman. I don't even think he had 1,000 yards rushing in college.
How many years has he played?
Alvin Kamara, at this point, I think he's in like year 9, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say 9.
Somewhere in the ballpark. But he's the only guy that comes to mind for me out of the last decade plus that wasn't an elite producer at the college. Year 8. And then if you look at Bill and you look at what he did in college, he was, again, never an elite producer. He wasn't even a good producer. He played on, I think, 3 or 4 different schools. He was never the guy. And that scares me when it comes to –
you can still get Alshon Jeffries. That's crazy.
Sleeper never deletes anybody. So
Big Ben was on there. I went deep diving on the quarterbacks today. Big Ben's still available.
Yeah. You could probably still add Tom Brady. He's not even
Tom Brady. Yeah.
Cam's out there.
Who? Cam's up there. Yep. Cam's up there.
Yeah, they know everything.
Tua's brother's on there, and he's playing in the.
He plays in the USFL, whatever
something
it is now. USFL, UFL.
I think he's actually like dogging.
Maybe Canada. I don't know.
I think he's dogging, if I'm not mistaken. What
I couldn't tell you.
Alshon Jeffrey. That's just a crazy name.
That's crazy. I hadn't heard Alshon Jeffrey's name in a long time.
No.
That's wild.
But we want to move on to these picks and get our weekly picks in.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's see. What you gonna say, John?
We got some good games this week.
Yeah, I think so. I think there were some good games this past week too. So
there was.
I don't know what our overall records were from last week.
I finished 3-3. I know that.
3-3. I'm awful, so it's whatever Dean and James are after that. In between.
I went 3-3. That's the first week I didn't go 4-2 somehow.
Yeah. Let's see. Do y'all remember y'all's picks?
I can tell you. I got them in my phone.
I don't remember last week.
Actually,
let's see here. Last week we had the Rams and the 49ers. Obviously, we had the Dolphins-Panthers matchup. We had the Eagles and the Broncos. I don't know if anybody picked the Broncos on that one.
Nope. He did. You did.
All right, you got Texans and the Ravens. I'm pretty sure that was a clean sweep for Texans. You picked the Ravens. That's pretty wild. Vikings and the Browns, and then the Bucks and the Seahawks.
And the Bucks won that one, right?
So the only game I got out of that correct was Houston.
Dang. Shit.
Yeah, because I took the Dolphins, I took the Eagles, I took Cleveland.
You picked Cleveland?
I did. It came down close. It was close.
It did.
It was.
That was a
tough game, man.
That was a lot tighter game than I anticipated.
Yeah.
It was a good game for 9 a.m. in the morning.
So I think I'm 4-2 for this past week.
Damn. I think I'm 1.
Best week by far.
Because I picked the Niners.
That's one of my misses.
No, I picked the Rams. I might have picked the Rams.
If you picked the Rams, then
I think I picked the Rams.
Oh no, I picked the Rams. Yeah, the Niners won.
I know I picked. Yeah,
that's one of my misses.
That was a rough one.
That and the Seahawks were my misses.
Damn Seahawks. Damn.
I got Texans.
Hey, bro. Godly.
Yeah, they look pretty good. That was I wish I could have saw more of that game. I ought to get back and watch that on NFL.
Dude, 4 comebacks this year.
Yes. All 4 of their wins come from my wins.
Yeah. Did you see this? Did you see Baker mouthing off to the
He
Seahawks
was,
guy in the tunnel.
yeah. He says he was talking shit.
Yeah, they called him a little.
Yeah.
It was some fighting words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
called him a
That's Baker,
JD. You're
Baker's
JD,
been like
man.
that forever, man.
Yeah, that's what I like about Baker, though.
He's got
I like some of that
He
fight.
got some spunk. Especially
All
for
right.
guys
All right.
6'4".
Anyway, John, you're start with your game of the week.
All right, I got to make sure I'm double checking this one right because I think originally, what game did Dean pick? Because one of y'all stole a game I wanted to pick.
I thought you gave yours first.
Yeah, you did.
No,
You gave
James.
yours first.
James, you picked yours this
Nope.
week, didn't
Nope. You picked yours first.
you? Really?
Yep.
Yeah, that was your game.
You went
Bears
Bears
Commanders.
What Bears Commanders? Oh, that's right. I sent it. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, I picked game one of the Monday night doubleheader. We got the Chicago Bears coming off of a bye week, playing Washington. Jaden Daniels is healthy. We'll see what happens as far as his wide receiver. I don't think he's going to play this week. Hopefully he does. We will see. Indifferent there. Realistically, Bears coming off a big win going into the bye week. This game to me is probably the closest as far as a coin flip game. I think the Bears have a lot of momentum coming out of the bye week. Realistically, they've played well. They've given 2 games away. They should be in a lot better position than they are. And then when you look at the Washington Commanders, right, they got a lot of things going on. They've had Jaden Daniels hurt. They've had multiple other injuries. Their defense isn't nowhere near as good as it was last year. Frankie Louvu has been probably the biggest disappointment as far as IDP leagues for me.
I heard somebody say he's going to be defensive player of the year.
Rough. But massive disappointment. So for me, I think this game is going to come down to the quarterback position. Who's going to make a play, right? If you look at it, this is the 101 versus the 102. NFL loves to do their high profile star games when they have those type of matchups. They did it a couple years back when it was the Panthers versus CJ Stroud, 1 versus 2. It happens. This game to me, though, like I said, I think it's going to boil down to what happens with the quarterback positions. You have both in prime positions, and I'm going to pick the Bears. The Bears are more healthy. They have elite skill position players. DJ Moore hasn't really done a whole lot. Adunze has really taken over as the wide receiver 1, which I anticipated coming into this year. I made multiple trades, including a trade with James to get Adunze. I think that the sky's the limit for him in that position. I think they have enough positional value. The offensive line is improved. And I think they're going to be able to go into Washington and get a big upset win to continue that momentum.
All right. I'm going to take the Commanders here. I think going on the road, getting that win in LA, I think that really bodes well for them. Again, like I said, Crosby Merritt, the way he's playing and to have Jaden Daniels back, still questionable on Terry McLaurin, but Debo's getting it done. You know what I mean? Debo's getting it done on that
Debo's
side.
doing well.
I'm just going to go with the home team here. I think they got the momentum going, like I said, on the road on a big win, and then coming back home, and I think they're going to show out. I'm going to go with the Commanders.
All right, I'm gonna go Bears. I think like you were talking about coming out of the bye week. You got Ben Johnson. They Bears were looking a little bit better right going into the bye. I think having a week to prepare for Washington as well. Ben Johnson seems to be like a good XO guy, so I think he's maybe going to have these guys coached up as far as that goes. That defense with Chicago is pretty damn good. I almost would say they're better. I think they're a better defense than the Chargers defense. And the Commanders looked like they were struggling a little bit against the Chargers, which is no slouch on defense either. But Jaden Daniels doesn't look as good as he looked last year. Maybe some of the not having Terry McLaurin out there. Zach Ertz, he didn't get involved this past week. Maybe they look to rectify that some this week. Looks like, like you were talking about earlier, it looks like they sort of got something figured out with Bill in that role, and really with their load share and stuff. I still would like to see a little bit more Jaden Daniels from last year to want to believe, but I just think with the time preparation that they have coming into it, I feel like the game plan should be able to be there to take the Commanders. And you got to think about this: the Commanders could, coming off a big win, I mean, I think that's a big win against the Chargers. This could be that letdown game, and you're a team. You're facing a team that could upset somebody. So I like the Bears here. Let's see. Dean is going to go with the Commanders. That's his pick. And James, you want to do yours next?
Yeah, I'm on my game of the week is going to be who is it? The Seahawks at the Jags. So I have to see who the Jags are playing. Yeah, Seahawks at Jags. Seahawks going on the road, tough loss.
Yeah.
But you know what? That defense, man, right now they're banged up. The secondary is banged up. They allowed Baker and the Bucks to put up 38. I think the big story here is Jags 4-1. I think that's huge. Big home win against Kansas City. When you have a team like that come in, I mean, hey, Kansas City put themselves in the position to win, but they locked up and they drove down the field and they scored, even though it was a crazy ending, but whatever. I think they're going to keep that rolling. I think you got Seahawks coming in struggling. Defense is currently struggling. At times, Sam Darnold, looks up and down. You know what I mean? He ain't always consistent. And they got JSN. That's their big guy. But I just think the Jags are going to keep the momentum rolling at home. I'm going to go with the Jags here.
All right.
Same.
John?
This was the original game that I was actually going to pick, and I kind of went off of it. Realistically, the biggest denominator here, first, James already said that defense is really, really banged up, man. They gave up a ton of points. And then they got to fly all the way across the country. This game is in Jacksonville. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. So that can play significant when it comes to the timing.
Weather.
Weather, the whole nine. Like they're up north, it's colder. They have their own situation to fly all the way across country. 1 o'clock kickoff in Florida, in that heat, that humidity. This is where I made my mind up. It's just the home field advantage. Yeah. I think the Jags are in a good position to maintain and continue to build off of the start. They're coming a lot of momentum off of this game, right? Even though, yes, Kansas City is 2-3, right? They have the exact same record as our Carolina Panthers, for those of you who do not know that, right? It's Patrick Mahomes. And when Patrick Mahomes comes into your building, regardless of what that record is, you want to beat Patrick Mahomes because that team has been to 3 consecutive Super Bowls and won 2 of them. You're going to give them your best game every single time. Yep. And to come out on a winning end, even on the circus play, all of the things that happened in that game that could have went bad, they had multiple things that did go bad. The interception, which should have been a pass interference, gave Kansas City the ball in prime territory to make an easy touchdown. I mean, I believe they were inside the 15 or 20 when that interception happened. Like, when you look at all of those things, that team still stayed together. They still continued to fight. They got the ball back, and they went right back down the field and took the lead back, right? So for me, that's very, very important when you look at a team, especially with a first-year head coach. If you want to talk about a coach of the year candidate, right, whether cringy or not, right now he's coach of the year.
It looked like he was going to cry a few times on the sideline.
He really did. He's very
crying.
He's very invested. He's very into it.
Liam Cohen is doing a really good job with that team.
He's putting those guys in prime positions to win football games.
Yeah.
Right. And at the end of the day in the NFL, it don't matter what it looks like. Win is a win, and a loss is a loss.
Yep.
Right. Now losses all look different, right? You don't want to have bad losses like we did last week versus New England. But when you win a game, it don't matter if you won it ugly. It don't matter if you won 6-3. You won. It's a win in the column, and you're one step closer to that goal, which is realistically making the playoffs. Because once you make the playoffs, it's anybody's game. Any team can win. Any team can advance. It's win or go home. So, like I said, I'm taking the Jags here. Combs done an amazing job with Jacksonville to get them to a 4-1 record, and I think they are going to continue that momentum.
Yeah, and this is here's the thing. This is where I wish the Panthers were, and I can see why the Jags are where they're at. They've had multiple years of building talent. You go look at their running back. They've drafted a running back the past 3 years,
3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, and you would think, all right, well, we got Travis Etienne, we're set. No, we're going to go get Tank Bigsby. Yeah, and now you think you're good with them, and now we're going to go get Bashan Tootin. So, and then all right, we're going to trade. Now we're going to trade the other guy. I forgot his name already. We're going to trade Bigsby away because now Tootin has panned out and we got something going here. The defense is solid. That's why I'm picking them to win this game. Is I know the Seahawks can move the ball and they're going to have their opportunities, but that defense has been strong all season long. They still are pretty healthy. It's showing up every week. Their defense, even when Trevor Lawrence has a snafu or whatever, the defense is able to hold them, at least hold the other team enough to let the opportunities come back to their offense. That's stuff that I wish I could see from the Panthers and more where I thought we would be. But if you look at the Jags versus the Panthers right now, they're just years ahead of us in bringing in that talent. So, and here's the thing: they've done all this in the draft to draft up to draft Travis Hunter, and really, I mean, impact wise, would you say he's having an impact on that team like Tet is having on our team right now? I don't think so. Now,
yes and no.
He's able to contribute multiple ways. I can give him that. But has he had the solid weekly impact? Like not until the past couple of weeks has Travis Hunter really been something. But that was their big deal. That was their trade up and all that. They're not getting that out of him, but yet they're still successful right now. And it may be because they don't have to, maybe because we have to rely on Tet. We're seeing that. But we're looking at all these young guys and we're wanting something out of them. Jacksonville doesn't really care what they're getting out of Travis Hunter right now. They're not relying on him.
Correct.
So they have this team that's already there that they can rely on that defense, the quarterback that's got another year or two on Bryce. So things are a little ahead of the curve. I wish we were there, but we're not. I thought we were going to be there, but we're not. So, but yeah, all that to say, the Jags for me in this one, I just think they're the better all around team. And they're going to get the Seahawks coming in the East Coast swing.
And if I'm not mistaken, they actually lead the league in turnovers. Like forced turnovers.
Yeah.
I believe the Jags lead.
Oh, what about that interception?
99 yards.
99 yards.
Lloyd. And he has 4 interceptions already. That's insane.
Yep.
You don't see that very often in linebackers.
Dean is going Seahawks in that game.
Yes, Dean's going Seahawks. Did I say who he was going in the
Yeah, you said the
Commanders.
first
Okay. Yeah, Commanders.
Yeah, Dean's the only one going Seahawks on this one.
Live
Go
on
figure,
the island,
right?
buddy. Yeah, live on the island. Now watch, he'll be right.
Little T-Law hate. T-Law
Yeah.
hate. I think is what is going on.
He despises Trevor Lawrence.
All right, Seth.
My game is going to be the 49ers at the Bucks. Mainly picking this game because both of these teams come out of 2 good games this past week. 49ers with the Rams and Bucks with the Seahawks we were just talking about. I just don't think right now. I know with the Niners they played awesome against the Rams. That was an incredible game.
Yeah.
But Tampa Bay is the better team to me. They're the most put together team out of these two. Baker's making it work with whatever receivers are out there, and he has a plethora of receivers to choose from when they're available. Godwin's come back; they were slowly working him in. Ibuka, we talked about, still doing big things. Even with Godwin coming back, I guess it helps that Mike Evans walked out, but then Tess Johnson pops off this week for them as well.
It's crazy.
So
they're talented wide receivers.
Any of those wide receivers with Baker, and if you give Baker like any opportunity, he's going to put it somewhere. So you got to love that. He brings a lot of attitude to that team as well. The defense is okay. Seahawks, I think, are still going. Seahawks. Niners are still going to get some scores in here. It's not going to be a shutout or anything like that. I do think I would like to say we're probably going to be in the 20s again with Tampa Bay pushing 30s.
I can see that. James, what's your thoughts?
If this is in Tampa Bay, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I feel like if this was a home game for the 49ers, like Seth said, they played a game that I didn't think they were capable of with Mac Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Purdy is still questionable, so we don't know if he's going to be playing, Sunday. If it's Mac Jones, guaranteed Bucks. But with a lot of what Seth just said, I'm going to go with the Bucks in this one because they are at home. But I would not be surprised with the game plan that San Francisco can put together, I would not be surprised if you see them try to take Ibuka out. They're going to try to take that over the top away from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So that's going to be something to watch for. So would I be surprised if the Niners come out and win? No, but right now I just have to go with a team that's rolling. I mean, we've already talked about him. Emeka Ibuka is playing lights out right now, and Baker is too. I mean,
yeah, Baker's playing elite right now.
He's playing elite level, and they didn't lose anything with Bucky Irving going down because Rashad White he came in and just kept the script. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with what right now I assume is the healthier and the better team. I'm gonna go with the Bucs.
And Bucky Irvin's still not going to play this week. He didn't practice today. It looks like he's definitely going to be out. He's got a shoulder and a foot injury. So we'll see what happens as far as his long-term availability. Hopefully he'll be back next week. We'll see. But similar to what you both said, my biggest thing is health and home field. Again, this is a West Coast team coming all the way to the East Coast to play. Tampa has just found ways to get it done. They found ways to win games.
I hate it, but
every single week.
I can't stand it, dude. I cannot.
It drives you nuts, but that's what it is. And for me, when you look at the 49ers, right, they lost Bosa. He's out for the year. Christian McCaffrey's playing otherworldly.
He's siphoning all the life out of other players around him. But
I guess. I don't know. He's got some black magic going on for that health.
Yeah,
but his legs are holding up. He's, I think, top 10 in receiving yards in the league, which is insane. He hasn't scored a rushing touchdown somehow. I don't know, but he's not scored a rushing touchdown. He's got a couple of receiving ones, but he hasn't actually ran the ball in the end zone yet. So hopefully he'll break that drought this week.
I'm going against him and Jonathan Taylor this week. So
good luck with that.
In the same week.
That's
It's a powerhouse running back right there.
That's rough right there.
Yeah.
But no, I still think the Bucs are going to win this game. They're the more healthy team. They're playing at home. Baker right now, and most people hopefully realize it, is literally playing at an MVP level. He's playing on a different level. He's playing at the best he has in his entire career up to this point, and that's saying something because he's had some really good years, especially in Tampa. And right now, like I said, he's playing at an MVP level, and he's getting that team to win. And he's doing a lot of the work as far as his position and what he's bringing to the table offensively, the amount of points that they've scored. So I just can't see the 49ers getting a win on the road, especially knowing that their best defensive player is on injured reserve with a torn ACL for the year.
Yeah. All right, well.
Let's come back to his – oh, there he goes. All right.
Okay, Dean's taking the Bucs.
It's same reason why we all just said health. Clearly healthy. So –
Dean didn't want to take a nail, so he was like, if these guys are healthy, then it's the 49ers. We're like, no, man, you got to pick.
You got to pick one. You can't put an asterisk.
If fans or butts on this, it's like
it's one or the other.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Purdy's going to play this week. I will say that. With how well Mac Jones has played.
I need him, bro.
It's a clean sweep for everybody.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him another week because he came back and said he had a setback with the pain in his turf toe injury. That's why he set out this week, especially on a short week. So we'll see. But I don't trust him to play this week at all.
All right, let's try to bust through these next two. So right. Dean's game was Lions at Chiefs. Dean is going with the Lions on this one. John, what you think?
This is the time of the year where it's make or break for Kansas City. They're 2-3. I don't think they can afford to drop a loss here and move to 2-4. Especially when you look at the division that they play in. They still have the Chargers there. They have Denver there. Denver finally looking like they're actually getting their shit together after a pretty inconsistent start to the season. But I got to take the Lions, man. The Lions are just built different, dude. Yeah. That offense. And the crazy part is, if you look at it, right, everybody said, oh, Ben Johnson left. It's not going to be the same. They're still leading the league in scoring. And J-Mo ain't doing shit.
Nothing.
No.
And then if you look at it, Monty is inconsistent. He has a bad week, great week. Bad week, great week. We're on pace for a bad week, so Jahmyr Gibbs is about to have a great week. That's just what my thought process is, because that's what he's shown me. It's every other week for Monty. So if you're relying on Monty this week in fantasy, I might sit him just because it's probably going to be a bad game for him. He's just not going to get the workload. But like I said, you can't. I don't think you can pick against the Lions in that offense right now. They're clicking. Jared Goff is playing well. He bounced back from it was a couple weeks ago. He had a really terrible game, multiple interceptions, but he's bounced back very well from that. He's leading the league in scoring with that offense. Defensively, Aiden Hutchinson, dude, he hasn't missed a beat. He went out, he broke his leg, hadn't missed a beat since he's returned this season. He's had sacks in almost every game. Like I'm taking Lions. I think Kansas City's going to fall 2-4.
Yeah, I was just too much firepower over there, man. Lions. Kansas City ain't got to keep up. Simple as that. But
Rice is going to come save
the game. Kansas City will probably win, maybe, but I'm going Lions.
So I know I wrote down. I wrote down Chiefs just because I'm thinking they've got. This is the Chiefs, right? There's no way they're going to continue to slide. They're still going to be in the picture in a few weeks. So I'm going Chiefs. I'm leaving it. Y'all have done a very good job. I really want to pick the Lions. But I'm like, no, I'm just going to stick with it. I'm going Chiefs on this one.
Trust your gut.
Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Kansas City at home, that's hard to bet against.
All right, Thursday night football is the next one. It's Eagles at Giants. Dean is taking the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles as well. Too much to overcome there.
Eagles. Yeah.
Eagles. All sweeps. Yeah. All right, and then that brings us to Panthers. Cowboys at the Panthers. Let's break this down a little bit. We got a little bit of time left. My biggest thing, man, we are horrible against the tight end, and we have the number one tight end, I think, in the league. No, Warren, I guess, is he second. So we have him coming in. He's been on fire. Dak has been hitting him up, finding him a lot, especially with CD out. That running game, I have yet to see us be able to stop both the pass and the rush. I think if we get into a game like we were with Miami this past week, I don't see the Dolphins. That is Miami. I don't see the Cowboys getting stifled out like we did the Dolphins on the past game. And I feel like we're going to have to score a lot more, which is good because I think the Cowboys defense is a little more suspect. It's probably going to be a high-scoring game. I'm thinking maybe in the 30s. Maybe we eclipse that 30-point mark this week. But Cowboys
can get a touchdown? Take a touchdown?
I hope so.
Better get a touchdown, damn it. I'm waiting.
Sounds like you're just traded for me. Has to get a touchdown.
Yeah, it'll probably be a Rico. I could see a Rico touchdown, a Bryce running touchdown, and then a Tet touchdown. I could see those three happening.
Rico's coming in with
some
he's coming in.
Oh yeah.
He's going to come in with some heat. But who are you going with? Cowboys? Okay, yeah. Same. Again, there's nothing in the Miami game, even though we talked about how well we thought we looked, from a NFL standpoint, looking like a team. You're going against a team that's just better all around, better coached. Positional players are better. It's just hard. Like for me, just have a good game. I will be happy. Like Seth, that you just said, if this is a tight game down the stretch and you end up giving it up in the end, all right, whatever. You weren't supposed to win it anyways. Let's be honest. Nobody's picked Carolina to win for the last 3 weeks, maybe. Yeah. I think one person picked Miami. I know everybody picked Atlanta, and then one person picked us to beat New England. So obviously, we're going to be huge underdogs. We're 2-0 at home. That's the only thing we can hold on to is like, hey, we are protecting the bank. But right now, man, I think this is the start of a stretch that is not going to be pretty for the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, but this is the start of the stretch to where I feel like this is where you can really prove where you're at and how well you're going to look up against the real competition, because these teams you're seeing coming up, these are all playoff teams. Yeah, Dallas, we'll see.
Playoff caliber teams.
Playoff caliber teams, and they don't have CD. No CD left. So that's a plus on our side. But like you said, you got Ferguson playing lights out right now. You got obviously George Pickens has stepped right into that wide receiver 1 role, looking really good. Javonte, hey, resurgence, North Carolina boy. I love to see it. I have plenty of shares of Javonte myself.
Just a few.
Yeah. But hey, Tech get a touchdown, and let's work the rookies. Let's keep getting them reps. Let's see some more Jimmy Horn. There's a lot of good things we can still get out of this game, even if we lose it. So I'm gonna go Cowboys. I don't think we're ready to beat a team like that yet.
Yeah, this game is going to be interesting. You mentioned 2-0 at home, protecting the bank. This is one of those road home games. Like, let's be real about it. Like, there's going to be just as many, if not more, Dallas fans than
Silver and blue for sure.
Yeah, they travel good.
Let's just be real about it. Like, every time Dallas comes to Charlotte, it's a road game at our stadium.
Dallas East.
Yeah, it's just Dallas. They have fans everywhere. They travel well because they have fans fucking everywhere.
Yeah,
and we all know Panthers fans. They don't mind selling their tickets to any damn body because half of them don't want to go to the games. Because
they're selling these.
They're gonna sell these, especially.
They're gonna sell these to make up for all the others this season.
You'll pay your PSLs off with just this ticket. It's especially the better seats. Like, you're talking $1,000+ a ticket.
Oh yeah.
It's like that every time Dallas comes. I don't know how Dallas has actually had. I think this is the 3rd year in a row they played in Charlotte. So I don't know how the hell that keeps happening, to be quite frank with you. At least let us go to Dallas.
Yeah, right.
Something. But like I said, it's going to be an interesting game. This game to me, and just like James said, the upcoming schedule and the stretch in the schedule, this is a lot of where Bryce has to prove that he's an NFL starting quarterback. This is where Bryce needs to prove that he is the Carolina Panthers franchise quarterback. This is where Bryce needs to prove that he's deserving of a contract extension and a second contract to tie him in Carolina long term. This is where that stretch is really going to begin for him. And I was going to mention it earlier. I'll mention it now. This team hasn't been a 500 team in almost 4 years. We haven't had a 500 record in almost 4 years. I think it was in 2021 was the last time we were a 500% football team. And this is the week that streak's going to end. I think the Panthers are going to win.
Holy
no way, bro. No
way.
I'm going to go out on a far enough stretch to say.
Your neck's all the way up here.
All the way up here. Okay. I'll go out.
He's bare, my boy.
Big limb here.
All the way out there. Wow.
But this is the game.
I like it. Why not?
Will McMillan is going to show everybody why he's the wide receiver.
Boy, I hope you're right.
Let me scribble this JG out over here.
The suspense right to build.
It's funny because Fridays at Toyota is like you can wear your jerseys to work day. But if the Panthers win, I'm wearing mine Monday. I ain't gonna wear it Friday.
Show up on Monday.
I will wear my Bryce Young jersey if we win Sunday. I promise. Just to say, hey, you know what? We beat the Dallas Cowboys.
This is that type of game that Dallas has always shown a history for a let.
It's a trap game. It could be a trap game for Dallas. It very well could.
Right.
Dallas should beat the shit out of us.
And we've proven that we can sneak up on somebody.
Exactly. We did it last year with Kansas City. We did it last year with the Eagles.
It's that
we can hang.
You get pressures on Dak, get him uncomfortable.
Yes,
and that's it. Like I mean, Dave Canal. I don't know if y'all watched his presser today, but they mentioned about the tight end, how we've struggled against the tight ends, and he says, Waller. He brought up Waller and he brought up Trey McBride. He said there's certain guys in this league they're just going to get theirs. Like you can kind of slow him down or whatever. He's
whatever.
Yeah, but
I don't know. He got a little bit week before too. So.
Yeah, he did.
He also hasn't played in fucking forever.
Yeah,
it doesn't mean anything. These guys are
no Tyreek either too. So
yeah,
that's right.
So I mean, hey, if you slow him down, the big thing is stopping Javonte Williams, is slowing down the run game because that's what they play off of. So if you can stop that and just force Dak to beat you with two guys, hey. You got a chance.
We got a chance.
So I think is Turpin's playing this week? Is he
should?
Is he healthy this week? Yeah, because him
and
Colbert both were out last week, wasn't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's secondary Dallas is Swiss cheese right now.
Yeah,
you can pass.
And that's why I think Tech is about to eat,
and you can pass all over it. But
I do like because here's my thing with this team. Like I've tried to look down their record right now, and really the best I can see, to be honest, is like 5 wins. Like that's the best I can see right now.
Yeah.
Because these past games were ones that I thought should have added to our win total, and they didn't. So I can see the best right now, 5 wins, and that's assuming we're sweeping the Saints. And then I'm giving them the Jets game. That's the other 3 wins.
Yeah.
And with the way the Saints played this past week, I don't even know if that is something that you can lock in. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's going to be tough down this stretch, starting with Dallas. I know we get the Jets next week, but starting with Dallas, I mean, it's just if we really want to show that we belong, and we look like a competent team, like James. So sorry, that's what we've been talking about, right? Just want to see something that looks like freaking NFL football, right?
Yeah, right.
Like we've been all over that, and they just haven't given it. Now, last week they finally looked like they were competitive and looked like they were competent in what they were doing on both sides of the ball. But there's still some things,
Yeah.
Again, like the Bryce fumble, like that stuff can't happen.
The timeout he tried to call when you have none.
When you have none, exactly.
Yeah, and you were lucky it didn't get it wasn't a flag because it could have well been a flag. But
yep,
they didn't
definitely.
It's just
I was surprised it didn't. I was surprised that didn't happen.
Should have been.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I feel like we're given one on that, to be honest.
Because Kansas City just did it Monday night.
Correct.
But they had a timeout. They just called back to back, and
you can't do that. Yeah,
so you can't do that. But that was more. That's a more veteran move by Mahomes. I think that was. He knew they had just come out of a timeout. He was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna get a flag here. We're trying to win a game. Whatever."
Yeah.
But no, you're right, Seth. Everything you're saying. It's just the mental mistakes still, man. You got to nip those in the bud because the stretch is about to be tough for us. I mean, Jets are no pushover either.
Correct.
And we're still trying to find personnel that fits in certain situations, special teams, stuff like that. We're still trying to dial in personnel, let alone trying to be something positive other than, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're out trying to get the positive plays. We're just still trying to get personnel right. Make sure we got the right guy to catch the freaking ball and not drop the ball and stuff, So that's a big thing for me, is just being able to look competitive down. And even if we're losing, that's
what I said.
Just to be able to look like we belong is something that I'm looking for out of this stretch, because I just don't expect the wins to come. And I just don't want to – I hate, man, when we're falling behind early in the game, it makes watching the rest of the game just miserable. Yeah. It's like you just know that they're going to do it again, because Bryce drops that one, and then there was later in the game he rolls out and he gets he's got like 3 or 4 guys coming in on him, and I was just waiting for it to happen again where he was just going to fumble the ball. But at that time he actually gets the ball out down to Ted for a big play. Yeah. I don't know if y'all remember that one exactly, but
yeah, I mean, it's almost like, I know we only have a few minutes, but it's almost like every snap for me, it's like, what's about to go wrong? It's like literally. It's like we get a first down, and we're like, all right, we got a first down. Oh, we're across the 50. Something's about to happen. Like, and I just don't want to be that way anymore, because when the game's coming on, like, I'm getting excited. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, Panthers are playing. But then, like you said, most of the times by the first quarter, you're just like, all right, I'm over this, But hopefully, like you said, this week was the week that they showed something from a team standpoint, and just let's continue to build on this. Hey, if you're listening to your players will tell you something. Hey, listen, obviously these guys are more comfortable what they're telling you, and just, hey, let's roll with it and see what happens. If you lose, you lose. But, hey, at least you'll look good losing.
Yeah. John, we got about 30 seconds. You got any closing stuff?
Just, hey, Panthers win this week. That's what I want to see.
All right. Well, good deal. Guys, if you have not yet started, please start following on